For those of you that don't know us, we're Brett and Zach, the Wolfe Pack, and we did
Wow, real original.
we did a Q&A up on Facebook and Instagram. We got a ton of really good questions. So the first question we'll start
And
with.
we had to print them out because Zach's computer died.
Yeah, I was doing it on my computer, but it died.
Everyone just went to bed, so I'm gonna hope
Yeah, everyone
we can
just
get
passed
this out. So.
All right, so the first one is, where do you live? We live in Pennsylvania, from
North?
the U.S.
What? Western Pennsylvania.
Yep. And then got a question asking what happened to me because I'm in a wheelchair. I was in a car accident on July 3rd, 2011. I sustained a C5, C6 spinal cord injury. I had no movement from my neck down when I was first injured, and overcame all obstacles to get to where I'm at today. It was a long, rough road, but I overcame what was said to be impossible. So I'm able to take care of these little babies. And that's all that matters. The other one, I guess the other one I'll jump into real quick is, will you ever walk in on your own?
Well, what?
Will I ever walk again on my own? I talked really fast. Doctors don't really know. Nobody knows. I'm the only one that can determine that. So, gonna keep working, keep trying. Who knows what the future may bring?
Why is one baby older than the other three? We adopted Charlie in July of last year, and the triplets were born in October of last year. So that's why one's older than the other three. How is your morning routine? Zach's alarm goes off at like 4, 4:15, 4:30, 4:45, 5.
No, it's not that bad.
And then 5:30.
5:30.
He gets up.
5:15, 5:30, I get up.
And then
I go to work. I get ready to go to work.
You get ready to go to work.
During the week, at least.
Yes. And then Charlie, I don't know, she's been going through a little rough patch. So she's been getting up at like between 6 and 7, usually between 6 and 6:30. So she gets up first. And I probably shouldn't say that because people probably say I'm like not feeding her, but I try to not feed her until about 7 because sometimes she falls back asleep. So I feed her breakfast around 7, and she did start solid. So usually it's like a banana pancake waffle or a piece of toast. She loves peanut butter. And I get her breakfast and then give her a bottle. And then the triplets, Knox usually wakes up first, so he usually gets up about 7:30. And then the girls, I've been having to wake up at 8. So I make sure everybody is awake by 8 and everybody gets a bottle at 8. And then usually by 8:30, everyone's done with Bubba's and I throw them in the sink and we have a little bit of playtime for their wake window in the morning until everyone goes down for a nap between like 9:30 and 10. So that's morning routine.
So that's our morning routine, Brittany's morning routine. During the weekends, I'm here.
Yeah.
And it's about the same. Assist. And I guess before we actually dive into this all the way, for those of you that just started following us and not sure of how this happened.
I feel like that's a question somewhere.
Sort of gets into it, but I want to jump into the beginning so you guys know. We adopted Charlie, and we found out in February of 23 that we got asked to adopt Charlie. And as we were doing this, we were also going through an embryo adoption. At the end of 22, we had a failed attempt with embryo adoption. So we didn't
have a failed attempt. We got pregnant.
We did get pregnant,
had a miscarriage. So we in January, I had a DNC. And then we kind of dove right back into medication to start me to prep my body for my next transfer down in Tennessee. So in the meantime, we connected with Charlie's birth mom. And we were very open with her about, we were still planning on going through with the embryo adoption at that time. So she was well aware that Charlie could possibly have been a big sister.
And then the 1% happened and we found out we were having triplets.
Yeah.
So that's where the story started. The next question we got asked is, do you guys want more kids in the future?
Oh, this one you skipped. How do you sleep?
How do you sleep?
Zach sleeps just fine.
All right. Listen.
He sleeps like a log. He gets great sleep.
Here's the problem.
Issues.
I sleep so hard because I only sleep 5 hours usually, and I don't hear the kids in this bed. But Brittany is an absolute trooper and gets up during the week with the kids.
In all honesty, it hasn't. Even when they were waking up 3 times a night to eat, we were waking them up 3 times a night to eat.
And when that was going through, I did get up and help feed.
Yes, you did.
But
it has not been.
They've been sleeping really. I don't want to say it.
The triplets have not hit, and I'm like praying since like their whole developmental thing is off of the norm. I'm hoping they don't hit this whole 4-month regression. That's absolutely horrible that Charlie went through right when they got home. Because right now, typically, I will say, I get a sound night, like on a normal day, I get a sound night's sleep from about 10 to 4. And then around 4, they get a little, Knox gets a little restless, and I just give him a binky, and then he's good till 8. But like I said, Charlie's been a little stinker.
For a while there, they were sleeping from 8 till 7 in the morning. They're doing really good. So, that's how we sleep. Well, I sleep and Brittany sleeps. But even when Brittany can nap, she don't nap.
I try.
She just can't.
Nap. I can't.
Do we want more kids in the future? Funny story. We're not planning on having any more kids.
Everybody probably thinks, oh my gosh, she's pregnant.
Yeah, no, 4 kids was more than. It was a lot.
It was
when
way
found
more
out.
than
we ever thought would happen.
We never thought we were going to have one baby, let alone 4.
Yeah, with our 7-year journey of what we went through.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brittany called me at work one day and said, "Hey, the triplets have one more embryo left."
No, Navy and Noah had.
Oh, Navy and Noah had one more embryo left, and she's all excited. I don't know what she was going through that day, but
I think I just had a really good day.
She's like, "Oh, we should think about."
I felt like we wanted to call. Well, anyways, I did call. I called the NEDC and asked, because I searched the database for the girl's donor ID number, and I couldn't find it. So we have a Facebook group for everyone who has, who's involved down with the NEDC, and I just put a little post up asking about that embryo or that donor couple, and actually a girl reached out to me, and Zach and I both bawled our eyes out. A girl reached out to me and said she's actually pregnant with a little boy, and I believe she's due in May. So Navy and Noah have a biological brother, actually pretty close to home. They're close to us as well, so that's kind of cool. So hopefully when she has the baby, she said she's going to reach out, and maybe the girls will get to meet him.
So cool.
So we're not planning on it. No, we're not planning on it, but we're also not. It took us 7 years trying the natural way, and it never happened. But
you know what they say.
We're not trying either.
Yeah. Britt, this is your question.
So she says, new mom here. What has been the hardest adjustment to parenthood?
Honestly, it's winter.
Yeah. Literally. It sucks. I hate not leaving my house. Yesterday I tried to go outside, and the baby screamed because it was windy. So it literally took me a half hour to get outside. They hated it, and then it took me a half hour to get back inside. So don't have a baby in the winter. That's the only suggestion I can give to anyone. Do not have a baby in the winter.
It's so hard. Because you can't go outside.
On one end of it, it's good because like flu season, RSV, all that crap. Like you're home, so you're not, you don't have risk for it. But
you go stir crazy, especially Brittany being home. I get out and go to work, but Brittany's home with the kids.
But other than that, like we don't really know any different.
Yeah, everybody says, "Oh, you guys, it's got to be so hard," but we don't know any different.
We're super strict with the schedule. Like we make sure no matter where we are. It's like, okay, we got to go home. Baby's got to get fed and go to bed. Like, we're very strict with our schedule, and I think that's why they eat and sleep so well. Yeah.
You have to have a good schedule. We had to. Does Charlie like being near the other babies? Yeah.
Tell them the other night.
The other night. Brittany gets a shower.
So they still have witching hour.
They do have.
Yes. They still have witching hour, which starts usually about 6:30. Everyone loses their minds. So Zach was like, why don't you hurry and get a shower? That way you're done with your shower before we have to feed them and put them to bed. So I'm like, are you sure? Like, I made sure I asked him a bunch of times, and he said, oh, yeah, go ahead.
So I'm on the floor with all the babies, and they're screaming, crying. So I'm getting their binkies, trying to give them their binkies. And Charlie's on the floor, rolling around, laughing, playing. And the triplets are screaming, and I am putting their binkies in. And all of a sudden, I put Knox's in and crawled to the other baby, I think it was Noah, and put her binky in, and I hear Knox start screaming. I'm like, what is going on? Charlie's crawling behind me, taking all the binkies out of the kid's mouth and putting them in her mouth.
Yeah, and she doesn't even like those binkies because they're so small, but she just thinks it's so funny to take them out.
But she does really. She's starting to interact more with the babies.
She's actually really starting to interact with Otto, which is really cute, and I'll have to get a video of that sometime.
It actually is really cute.
She's so sweet. What else? Do any of the triplets have any delays or genetic issues from being born premature? So I really beat the crap out of myself for that. I hated that I couldn't keep them in me longer because I knew they were going to be in the NICU a long time, and I'm a nurse, so I went right to my, triplets are terrible, and they're gonna have all these. There's gonna be problems.
She was very hard on herself.
Yeah.
She actually took it very hard.
Yeah. But no, they were in the NICU for what 46 days. 46 days, and we actually just had their first developmental clinic, and they were hoping to see them between their adjusted age and actually what they are. So they're 5 months old, and the lowest, so they score them in 5 different areas, and I don't remember what they all were. Like communication, gross motor, fine motor. I don't remember.
They all did very well.
But like the lowest score out of all 3 of them was 4 months and 11 days, I think. So, I mean, they are a little bit delayed, but only by a month. So.
And we are super blessed.
Yeah, we are very, very blessed, and so thankful.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So next one, how far apart were Charlie and the triplets born? Will they be in the same grade school? So right now their triplets are 5 months. Charlie's
8 months.
8 months tomorrow.
Yep. And then actually, yes. So our public school here just changed the grade cutoff. It used to be June 1st. Or wait. No, wait. I don't know. They changed it. Is it August 1st now?
Something like that.
I forget
too.
Whatever it is, yes, they're all going to be in the same grade. I don't remember what the cutoff is.
They're going to really say, here comes Wolfe kids.
All right. How hard is it to get everyone out? Are all the babies sleeping through the night? So we already covered the sleeping one.
Yeah.
How hard is it to get everyone out? Again, it's winter. It's so
winter.
Hard.
Winter's so hard.
It's difficult.
Because they're going to bundle them up. It takes a while to get them bundled up.
When we just had Charlie, you change her, or feed her, change her, put her in the car seat, go. But right now, we feed everybody, change them, put one in the car seat, change another one, put them in the car seat.
And that's if one doesn't split up and you're going to clean.
It takes, because I always change them before we ever would leave the house. So it probably takes a half hour from start to finish to get out of the house.
Yeah.
And that's an adjustment because Zach and I are always late for everything, so
we have to get ready extra early. But
yes,
we're going to get a system down.
Do you have an open or closed adoption with Charlie? We actually really don't have anything set in stone.
We don't have anything set in stone.
Nope, nothing set in stone. We have no court order for anything. So, what is your plan for handling 4 crawling babies, then walking babies?
Real quick, a story. Charlie's crawling now, and she's crawling down the hall, so I got to get her back. So, I have her I'm bent down in my wheelchair, have her by her legs, just playing with her, trying to get her back to hall. She starts pulling me forward in my wheelchair. I'm like, oh my gosh, when there's 3 more doing this. We don't have a plan, but we will come up with a plan.
We don't have a plan, but we have like a 1-story house, and there's no step. I mean, there are basement steps, but there's a door. So it's pretty, I want to say baby proof.
Yeah, they really can't do anything. We got all the outlets covered.
We have noticed a few things like Charlie's starting to pull up on that we have to watch, but we have a very open concept in our house, so I'm hoping that it's, I don't know. I really have no idea. Well, we're just going to take it as it comes.
Yeah, that's all you can do. That's what we did this whole time. Take it as it comes. You figure it out. Yeah. That's all you can do.
Does Charlie have any biological siblings? I guess we're just not going to answer that one, just to kind of give her birth mom some privacy. Next one. Apologies if this is too personal. Do you have a relationship with the people that donated the embryos? So, no, actually. We chose anonymous embryo adoption, meaning the people who donated the embryos actually also chose that. So they donated their embryos and they didn't want to know who
chose them. Yeah,
who chose them. As same with us. Like
it was a closed.
Don't know where they came from. So,
but
yeah, we know their background and stuff.
We do know their background, and we did DNA tests. So they do know that the embryos were chosen and they were conceived.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
They do. So, but we don't know anything about them or where they're at.
Yeah. Zach, how'd you get the courage to get into a car again?
Took me a while. It was. It
was like 2 years, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2 years. I got in the car, but to drive, I think I was a little nervous. Especially, I can't sleep in a car still, even with a crazy driver here. I can't sleep, but I got over that fear,